Right, this is for ADMOL 650, Introduction to School Leadership from the University of the Cumberlands. I have to interview myself. I could have somebody else interview me, but I'm just going to do it myself. So I'll start off with a list of questions. I'll read it and then I'll answer it. All right, question one. What talents, skills, and abilities do I possess that I believe are important to be an effective administrator? Well, I'm organized. I keep everything written down in my agenda book. Just because, if I don't write it down, then I forget it, and that's on me. I build really good relationships with coworkers, colleagues, just good interpersonal skills, even with my students. A lot of them like me. I'm usually the favorite teacher. Not that I, are lenient or anything, but they just usually respect me because I can build good relationships with them. My curriculum and instruction, I believe, is really good. I always get good marks from my advisors whenever they observe me. Um, I show concern for everybody around me. Really try to, that's part of the building the relationships because I care. I care what others are doing. What I'm doing. Making sure we're working toward the same goals. But with that, I can be real flexible because it takes a team to get something done. And so, if I have to do something a little bit different than I'm used to, take on a little extra role, I'll do it. If it fits into my schedule, because I am a pretty busy guy. I got two kids and one on the way right now, so that'll keep me busy in my personal life. Simply put, I work really good under pressure. Uh, you know, right now I'm taking these classes. I'm coaching basketball. I'm on a bunch of councils at the school. I just stay busy all the time, and then raising my family. But I enjoy it. I enjoy the challenges and all the things that come along with it. Um, I'm tolerant with everybody. Uh, so that's part of my interpersonal skills. People have different ideas and handle situations differently, but you can learn from that. Even if it's not exactly like you would do it, you can still learn from it. But I'm not perfect by any means. Not perfect. So I'm always trying to get better at what I'm doing. Listen to opinions of others. Adapt if I need to. Things like that. Question number two: how do I see myself as a dispositional fit for school system leadership? And I got to give a rationale for my answer. I'm really reasonable, logical, I think. I'm not necessarily a pessimist or an optimist, but more of a realist. Yeah, you see the situation for what it is. You can hope for an outcome, but you have to realize what all possibilities could happen. So you just got to work towards your goal. Put everything in place to get it done. But other than that, you know, people might think one way or the other. But if you're given a task, like a good example would be like with my fifth and sixth grade basketball players right now that I'm coaching. All the time we're doing different drills and stuff. Anytime I have to tell them to do anything with their left hand, whether it's dribbling or shooting, I can't. And I say practice, and that can't will turn into a can. And that goes the same thing with school or any kind of role that's put on you or anything, maybe central office wants done. They're not going to tell you to do it if it can't get done. It may be difficult, it may be really hard, but you just got to work toward it, and eventually you'll achieve the goal. It just takes time. Uh, but yeah, I think that's about it on that one. Next question. I have to scroll down on it. What is my vision of a school for 21st century learners? I think the term Renaissance man still applies. Students still need to be well rounded. They need their math and their science, their reading, arts. Uh, but there's things different now than it was even 10 years ago. So we have to take into account all the technology that's so prevalent. You really need to make sure they're up to date on technology use, understand it, are protected when they do use it. Uh, and then with that, I mean, there's other socioeconomic differences from now than even when I was a kid. Uh, just things are so different. You need to take that into account. So with that, you're building a 21st century learner to go into this new 21st century community. So you need to get the community involved. You need to build relationships between the student, teachers, staff, all the staff and the teachers, the students, and then the community. Bring the community in. Keep the community up to date on what's going on. Figure out what the community needs because every community can be different. So you just need to build for what they're going to be going into. What they got to work towards something, and so it's all community driven, I believe. All right, question number 4. Discuss the role of the educational administrator as a school system manager and instructional leader. All right, first off, as a school system manager, a principal really wears many different hats. Uh, they're over the maintenance, they're over food services, they're over the finances. I mean, it's just so many things. So with that, you really need to have good people in place that are the lead for those positions. Your main maintenance guy, your main food service worker, everybody that's over those, and then you conference with those people to make sure that their goals are the same as your goals. And if you do that, then you should have a smooth running school. Now, on the teacher end, depending on where you're a principal at, or any kind of administrator of a certain school, teachers teaching different grade levels. They're teaching different subjects, even if they are teaching the same grade level. You got your maths, your science, your social studies, your English, your reading, just so many different aspects. And nobody can be a master of all. Definitely not me. So there's one underlying factor for any teacher, and that's just your sorry, that's just your instructional practices. How you're teaching the children, how you're delivering the instruction, how you're differentiating for the different students. And those are the kind of things that you need to look for. You might not know the certain topic that they're on because it's something that you had back when you was in grade school or something like that, but you can see, if the children are getting it, the students. And so you just kind of need to be there for the teachers, observe them, make sure they're delivering correctly, as however you define correctly, make sure that they're delivering the instruction properly, and then conference with those teachers. You have to be visible to the teachers and you have to talk to them. Because I know some teachers that say, I haven't had any observations in years. It doesn't have to be formal, just a quick walkthrough. You can talk to them later. I seen 20 kids off task, doodling on their desk, or not on the desk, hopefully, doodling or whatever it is. And, just let the teacher know that you're there, you're going through the school, and you're concerned about the students. All right, last question, scrolling down. In your planned program, what would be a critical need that I would need in order to prepare myself in becoming a successful administrator? Well, for me, I really struggle with the legal side of everything, all the statutes and regulations. I'm just now in an introductory law class, and I'm really buckling down trying to learn a lot of this stuff because my civics is not top notch at all. Uh, I can't really remember even how much in grade school or high school, and I didn't do too much in college, just a little bit with my teacher preparation program. And so I don't know all these laws, and everything like that. But I've been striving so far, starting out in this program, to really get understanding for it. And I've conferenced with my current principal now, and she's told me that that's something that is really important. She gave me this LexisNexis book, which has a lot of good stuff in it, and I'm going to try to use it to help me with my law classes and let me dive in a little bit more deeper than some other students might want to. And she also gave me the Kentucky School Laws Annotated Edition. It's for 2016. She said they haven't come out with 2017 yet, but she's letting me use that for now, and that really helped because the annotated part to it. dumb it down for me since I'm trying to learn everything. But that's definitely something I need to work on. And, if you know your deficits, you know what you struggle with, and you're trying to get better at them, you can't be going wrong. So that's what I believe. All right, thank you.